Morning. It is Friday the 30th. I promise to upload something every week and it's already Friday, so I've got to put something up. I've got an iFixit kit here, and the idea is I have 3 random things that I kind of want to just take apart, see what's inside, and I'll see if I can learn anything new from that. All right, so these are the things I got prepared for today. We've got a random universal TV remote that I found in a trash pile. I have an old PS4 controller and a 2 terabyte hard drive that no longer works. So I'm gonna take apart each of these on top of this tablecloth I got here, because in the last video, the white table just got completely washed out. So hopefully this shows up better after it shows up on YouTube. So this is the first item. It's not actually a TV remote. There's no like channel switch or volume up and down like you normally see, but I was looking into it, looking up these, and it's actually for these hi-fi stereos from like 2003. So they work the same as the regular TV remotes. I have a receiver set up here so we can read exactly what's going on here. And if I press a button to this receiver, then a different set of characters or different set of information actually gets sent over. And that's because of this infrared LED sending into this infrared LED receiver, and whatever modulation and stuff is kind of handled. And you can interpret it in the code as literally just hexadecimal. So that's all that's really going on here from like a usage perspective. So it's powered by 2 AA batteries, so that's 3 volts. And yeah, that's all we can really see from the outside. So let's open it up and see what else is inside. All right, so I got y'all set up on the box. I'm just going to unscrew this. There's only 4 screws here. It's a really simple construction, just plastic and a little metal where it's necessary. All right, so it just pops open and there is not much here. So these are all the parts that it took to make this. Oh, there's one more. The actual membrane. Ooh, that's a lot of gamer gunk. Yeah, so this would go right on top of here. And then this is the button you'd press, just held together by this injection molded plastic. And it would make connections across these gaps. And I'm guessing, yeah, you can see like the traces here. I bet you they are kind of connected together like a grid, kind of like these PC gates. So it's like a matrix of switches. So based on which row and which column gets connected, you can sort of tell which button there is. And there's some downsides to this. You can't have like you can't press like a whole bunch of buttons and have them recognized, but with these remotes, you're only really clicking one at a time. So that's all you really need. Just it's probably just a matrix of switches right here. We have, okay, only 2 passive components, just 1 capacitor here. Actually, I'm not sure, there's 3 leads. And yeah, a capacitor, electrolytic, and this probably just for the power. And that makes a nice sound. Oh, there's a resistor here. Looks like this is probably a voltage regulator and a resistor. Yeah, and this is where all the logic happens. So this is called, I don't know, it's some process. So there's actual like silicon under here, and then they just cover it in epoxy, and it's supposed to make it cheaper to produce in large quantities, but I'm not really sure. Just ask China, I'm sure they know. And yeah, I mean, it's just injection molded plastic put together, and the LED up top. Oh, there's another resistor up here, probably for this LED. And yeah, I mean, that's all that's here. So yeah. All right, the second thing we got is this PS4 controller. So just looking on the outside, let's try and guess what we'd find inside. So we've got 2 potentiometers here, 4 digital buttons, 8 digital buttons. These are more, so this will be interesting to actually see. So this is like a touchpad and also a button. So I wonder how they did that on the inside. This is an LED bar, charging port, so there should be some charging circuitry. It's also wireless, so there should be a radio in here. There's a rumble, so some kind of motor in here. And I'm actually not sure what these are for. There's some audio jack here, but I don't know what this EXT is. And, oh, just more digital buttons out here. I don't know if this is analog, actually. It could be. But yeah, so that's all we can really see from the outside. So let's open it up. Screws are in the corners here. So yeah, let me put you on the box and we'll get going. I got the ribbon cable out, just prying it by hand. Let's start with the back side here. So this is the charging port, and we have the charging circuitry over here. Let's see if we can get to it. But first, there's the LED bar. You can take off like that. And a piece of plastic covering it. So I'm just going to push it from the front, and boom, that's all it is. So I guess the LEDs are here, but there's no electrical connection. This is just translucent plastic. This is clear plastic. And so where are the LEDs then? Are those? It could be. I mean, oh, you know what it is? Yeah, there they are. They're in there. They go underneath this plastic thing. There's a plastic bit here that stops the light from bleeding into other parts of the controller. And this just kind of diffuses it. That's kind of cool. So it's just, look how small those LEDs are actually. They're so, yeah, they're just 2 of them? 3 of them. All right, let's look at the main course here. So here are the motors, as I predicted. So these are just DC motors. You can tell because there's only a plus and minus going to them. So very simple motors, and they have a counterweight that as it spins, because it's imbalanced, that's what causes the vibration. So we have one over here with 4 weights, and the one over here just has 1 weight. So that's a little interesting. Got the rechargeable battery made in Singapore. Let's see how much it is. It is 3.65 volts, 1,000 milliamp hours. Okay. So because it's 3.65, I'm going to guess the control in here runs on 3.3 volts. Let's unplug this. Boom. All right. It comes off just like that. I think there's a screw here somewhere. I ended up finding the screws right here, but I can't go any further without taking this ribbon cable. And I tried with these tweezers, but it didn't get a good enough grip to pull it out. And if I'm having issues pulling it out, then it's going to be impossible to put it back in. So I'm not going to go any further, but this would be the motherboard, and on top of it, like if I'm pulling it back, you can see the joist. So this is where all the face buttons are kind of handled, and it's a little unfortunate I don't get to see the front of it yet. Everything's much more tightly integrated compared to the TV remote. You can see all the plastic and all the bridges for stability, because this thing will be like tossed everywhere. They needed to build this like a tank. So yeah, I mean, it's all plastic, but you know, when plastic's done right, it's really strong. So So that's all I can really go here. I'm gonna put everything back together and we'll move on to the hard drive. Yeah, so on proper inspection of this hard drive, it's actually 120 gigabytes, not 2 terabytes, so I kind of lied there. And on the outside of this hard drive, I mean, it looks like a hard drive. So we can see the motor over here, some various electronics, the SATA connection over here. So just a whole bunch of pins and just a whole bunch of screws. So there should be a spinning disc platter somewhere over here. There's the needle thing. I don't know. You've seen these on the inside, but I just kind of want to see exactly how it's built and investigate. All right, let's get going. All right, ready? Money shot. Let's go. All right, we've got the needle here. Kind of stuck actually. We got the platter. I don't really care about touching it. It's already broken. That's nice. It spins really well. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just so smooth. Looks like there's 3 discs. I wonder why that is. Not like they switch out, right? But yeah, I mean, yeah, you're definitely not supposed to touch. You can see the fingerprints. All right. What else can we see here? Just more screws, so let's keep taking them out. Definitely some kind of control. There's a lot of pins here, so I'm not exactly sure what it's controlling. Oh, there's a thing right here. I'll flash on the screen what this actually is, but wow, this is a complicated board. Let's see what we got here. I'll just annotate and tag like what everything here is. So let me just get a good photo for you. So a little bit about this PCB here. So when the computer asks for a specific memory address, it doesn't really care exactly what kind of memory it's looking at, right? So this is the board that interprets the memory address, and then it actually has to move the platter, move the needle, rotate the platter, and take care of all of that, right? So a lot of these chips are here just because that whole process is so complicated, and there's a lot that goes on into making sure that you can pull memory and write memory into the hard drive. So that's why this is super duper complicated. But yeah, yo, check this out. There's actually like 4 writings, so I guess it can write on all 3 platters. That's kind of cool. All right, this is the needle here. We got a lot of high quality metal. And this thing, I can sort of see the hints of some kind of coil in there to make sure things are aligned. And I kind of screwed up these already, so there's no fixing this at this point. All right, so I got the needle out. Looks like just a loop of wire. So some kind of electromagnet setup they got there on both sides. And inside here, there seems to be just 2 magnets. Oh man. What is this? So does it come out? Yeah, it's some really strong oh man, really strong batteries. Sorry, magnets. Wow, that's cool. So I'm not sure exactly what the mechanism is to control, because these kind of sandwich the thing, and maybe some kind of current through this will align it here. Maybe there's like multiple north-south, north-south, kind of, maybe, I don't know. That's cool. I'm gonna keep these. All right, yo, check out these magnetic plates. I'm gonna do something you should never do. Let's screw up all the data. So let's just take the magnet and boom, everything absolutely destroyed. It doesn't even feel like anything's happening, but you know, electromagnetically, dude, this thing is getting demolished. All right. So that's these platters. I don't know. I think these platters are definitely the coolest part. Doesn't go much further than that. All right, I think that's... All right, so this is all the motor really is. So it looks like it's a module that's mass manufactured for all of these. But it's just a motor. So I think 2 of these are sensor data. I'm not really too sure, but there has to be some kind of mechanism to know exactly where it is when it's spinning. Otherwise, pulling out some absolute nanometer in on the disc would be impossible, right? So there has to be some kind of sensing going on here. But so I was doing some research, and it turns out it's really just a brushless motor. So as it's spinning, it knows exactly where it is, and you know, it's spinning at 10,000 RPM, which is kind of crazy to know that a brushless motor knows exactly where it is to that level of degree. So yeah, anyways, moving on. That's really fun to spin. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't think there's anything much more to see in this, but there's a lot of cool stuff. A lot of high precision manufacturing. And some really cool reflective plates. I'm going to go drop these off the roof real quick. All right, drop test.